The chief technology officer of Ripple made a joke on the anticipated increase in value of Tesla, comparing it to the standards that the Securities and Exchange Commission uses to determine whether or not a security is unregistered. From a satirical standpoint, Schwart presented the question of why the situation at Tesla would not be subject to the scrutiny of the SEC given the company's purported expectation of achieving profitability. Even while it is humorous, Schwartz's joke is also a reference to a more serious legal situation. The Howey test is a framework that was established by the United States Supreme Court to determine the categorization of investment contracts. He makes reference to this framework. The criteria that are evaluated by this test include the investment of money, the anticipation of gains, the importance of joint business, and the dependence on the efforts of others. It is a significant instrument that is frequently brought up in discussions concerning the regulation of securities. It is significant because Schwart is involved with Ripple, a business that is now engaged in legal issues with the Securities and Exchange Commission about the classification of cryptocurrency XRP. The Howey test holds particular significance for Schwart. By arguing that XRP satisfies the requirements of a security, the Securities and Exchange Commission has taken legal action against Ripple and its officials. Schwartz's sly jab at the Securities and Exchange Commission deftly weaves together recent happenings regarding Tesla and more general regulatory challenges that the Bitcoin industry is currently facing. As discussions on the regulation of securities continue to develop, Schwartz's hilarious perspective serves as a reminder of the ways in which the worlds of finance, technology, and regulation interact or intersect with one another. Litigation involving Ripple Labs and the SEC in the U.S., judgment on the SEC's motion to prolong due dates for remedies-related briefing, resistance to briefing, and reply was signed by the court, marking a significant development in the continuing battle between Ripple Labs and the SEC. The judge has approved the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's application to modify the dates for remedies-related briefing, as well as Ripple's opposition to briefing and the SEC's response to Ripple's opposition, according to a court document regarding the SEC's request to extend the deadline. The SEC has asked Judge Annalisa Torres to shift the date of the SEC's opening brief on remedies from March 13, 2024 to March 22, 2024. Furthermore, Ripple now has until April 22nd, rather than April 12th, to submit its opposition brief. Additionally, the SEC now has until May to provide its response, rather than April 29th. With the additional week, the SEC will have more time to review Ripple's discovery filings pertaining to remedies, which the company has submitted. Magistrate Judge Netburn had previously granted Ripple's plea to postpone the discovery requirements related to remedies by 1 week. One of these criteria was that institutions selling XRP after the lawsuit was filed submit thorough financial reports. The XRP army is hopeful that the case is drawing to an end as Ripple and the SEC keep discussing the possibilities of settlement. Meanwhile, a U.S. government partial shutdown is scheduled for the same day as the Securities and Exchange Commission deadline, and a measure to prevent the shutdown has been sent to President Joe Biden. The end of the Ripple SEC litigation is in sight. The deadlines have been pushed out to April, as previously reported by CoinGap. This aligns with the final adjustments to the rule addressing the protection of advised and client funds that the SEC will implement in April 2024. An XRP supporting attorney by the name of Bill Morgan responded to the SEC's arguments about investment contracts by pointing out the major error in the agency's understanding of such contracts in relation to crypto assets. Finding a limiting principle is not feasible. Also, he said that the fact that an asset class is different from all other asset classes has never been an excuse to apply the Howey principle in an absurdly complex and wide-ranging fashion. Now trading at 63 cents, XRP's price is over 8% higher than it was a day ago. Over the last day, we've seen a range of 58 cents to 64 cents. As the cryptocurrency market as a whole has been rallying recently, the trade volume has exploded. David Schwart, chief technologist of Ripple, has called for an urgent update to the most recent version of the XRP ledger, 2.1.0, to increase its efficiency and security. Addressing technical concerns, adding improvements, and improving the construction are all part of the update's plan to make the ledger more reliable. Validators and node operators are under intense pressure from Ripple to complete the blockchain upgrade to version 2.1 by March 5th. In a recent announcement, David Schwart, chief technology officer of Ripple, urged validators and node operators to upgrade to the most recent version of the reference server software for the ledger Ripple 2. This upgrade, which includes several changes, bug fixes, and build enhancements, was supplied to the XRP ledger before iCommunity. Its objective is to make the XRPL more stable, secure, and efficient. The completion of these improvements must be completed by March 5th, according to Ripple's stringent deadline, in order to ensure the uninterrupted operation of the network. The importance of following the most recent changes to the procedure has also been highlighted. To maintain the integrity of the ledger, it is necessary to update to version 2.1.0. Important improvements that will be necessary for the future of digital transactions on the XRPL are brought about by it. Updates made as part of the improvement aim to make digital collectible transactions more secure. All of these operations will now adhere more closely to the set rules thanks to these modifications. Also, a previously found problem that might cause specific transaction operations to fail has been fixed in the update. Improvements to the network's internal connection configuration speed are also included of the update. The RPL community has responded very positively to the update to version 2.1.0, as evidenced by the fact that more than half of the network share has already migrated to the new version, and the XRPO has accepted the update. A strong commitment to improving the ledger's capabilities while maintaining a high degree of operational quality is evident in the rapid adoption of this ledger. It is expected that this will significantly contribute to the ledger's integrity, giving users worldwide a more streamlined and reliable experience, because the upgrade prioritizes both security and efficiency. By utilizing an amendment mechanism within the XRPL, the decentralized character of the ledger's governance is demonstrated. During a 2-week consensus phase, new protocol changes must obtain the support of more than 80% of the network's trusted validators in order to be implemented. By following this procedure, you can be certain that the community will embrace the ledger enhancements as those in version 2.1.0. The extra changes to the timeline and protocol are based on a democratic philosophy, and this serves to strengthen that. Node operators and validators are reminded by Ripple's directive that the 2.1.90 upgrade must be implemented immediately. Protecting the ledger from possible security threats and operational inefficiencies, the changes contained in this release are quite helpful, especially considering the deadline of March 5th is quickly approaching. By encouraging a rapid upgrade to the new software, Ripple hopes to keep the XRPL as a top platform for digital transactions. The XRPL will maintain its position as a leader in technological innovation and stability thanks to this. The collaborative effort shown by the XPL community in embracing these changes exemplifies their proactive approach to continuous improvement and adaptation. When version 2.1.0 is successfully implemented, it will mark a significant milestone in the ongoing development of the network. This will further establish the XRPL RPL as a trustworthy, efficient, and user-focused digital ledger. This is a natural part of the network's future-proofing process. Li has around 40.1 billion XRP in escrow. This amount does not reflect the total number of tokens in circulation at this time. On a monthly basis, the corporation unlocks 1 billion tokens, with a portion of that total being retained for future sale or liquidity reserves. The unlocks have been monitored by Bold, which has discovered patterns that impact the asset's long-term worth. On March 1st, Ripple released an additional 1 billion XRP, valued at 630 million. Because of this, the corporation was able to keep its XRP total from the previous month at 200 million. With a token price of 63 cents, the total is worth around $126 million as of this publishing. Because you were handpicked, you may expect your Doge value to skyrocket. Why, just 48 minutes ago, at a price of $100,000 for Bitcoin, what would MicroStrategy stock be worth? Caution, the data presented here is not meant to be. Any financial commitments made in reliance on the data presented herein are entirely outside of Cryptopolitan.com's control.